This is Theory in a Nutshell. And this one's about root quality chords and functional chord symbols. These are explained at the RCM level 5 and 6 levels. It's really the same for any early theory. The same concepts apply and the same rules apply. Okay, so my students get confused. Which one do I do? Which one's on top? Which one's on bottom? So we will look at these. Root quality chords are above the music. They simply name the chord under them with a capital letter, naming the root of that chord, and a symbol after, indicating the quality of the chord if it is not a major chord. If it's a major chord, you just put a capital letter of the root. That's all it is. So root quality chords are just naming the chord underneath it. Now, functional chord symbols are below the music using Roman numerals to show the function of the chord within the key. So it goes back to this major key or minor key or whatever key you might have over here. So this is the dominant of C major. This is the tonic of C major. Okay, so functional chord symbols function back to the key. Now, up here, G major, capital G there, G major triad doesn't function specifically to C major. It can function in other keys too. So this is a chord by itself. This is a G major triad. This is a dominant triad of C major. So top notes just tell you about the triad itself. The bottom Roman numerals tell you how it functions within the key of the piece. Now this is set up for a cadence, really, and that's what you're going to come across in level 6. And you've got to identify cadences, and you're going to have to write out the functional below and the root quality chords above. Now notice these are capitals and they have nothing after them. So it said there might be a symbol after if it's not a major chord. So capitals mean major. Underneath here, these are also capital Roman numerals. All this means this is a G major triad, and this is a C major triad. Now, when we get into a minor key, I've done the same cadence in C minor. Here we've got the root quality chords above, the G, and this is still a major triad because that leading tone has been raised. The B is a B natural now. G, B, D is a major triad. And it's still, functionally, it's still the dominant within C minor. But what's changed here is all of a sudden this second triad, it's still a tonic, but it ends up being a minor triad because you're in a minor key. Whenever you build a triad on the tonic of a minor key, it will always be a minor triad. Whenever you build a tonic triad in any major key, it will always be major. If this were in G major, it was 5-1, this would be a G major triad. Tonic triads in major are always major. Tonic triads in minor are always minor. So now I put a little M beside this capital C. So the capital C tells me that it's a triad that starts on C. The M tells me it's a minor triad. So the root of this triad is C. It's a minor. The root of this triad is G. There's nothing after it. That's a major. Under here, we still have our capital 5 because this is a major triad. The functional chord symbol, it functions as the dominant to C minor. But now we have a lowercase Roman numeral because that tells us this is a minor triad. It still functions as the tonic of C minor, but down here, the functional chord symbols also tell us whether it's major or minor. Okay, so here, if it's a minor triad, we add an M. And down here, if it's a minor triad, we use a lowercase Roman numeral. Now here's a little chart. It tells you the qualities of tonic, subdominant, and dominant notes. This would be helpful in dealing with the cadences. As you can see, when you're dealing in a major key and you're dealing with these 3 chords, tonic, subdominant, and dominant, 1, 4, 5, which we do in the cadences specifically, they are all major triads. So on top, they'd all have the capital letter of the root, nothing else. And underneath, for the functional chord symbols, they'd all be capital Roman numerals. They're all major triads. When we deal in a minor key, like I showed you just before in C minor, the major triad is still major because of the raised 7th, the leading tone that's been raised, because you're usually using harmonic minor. Okay, especially in these questions of the cadences, you're going to be using harmonic minor. But 1 and 4 are naturally occurring as minor triads in a minor key. So you would put a little M after the root note, or underneath with the functional chord symbols, you would use the lowercase Roman numerals. Okay, so when you've got a cadence, for example, in a major key, or you're dealing with chords in a major key cadence, for example, they're all going to be major because these are the only 3 chords you're going to deal with: tonic, subdominant, dominant. But when dealing in the minor key, two of them will be minor. Your tonic and subdominant in a minor key are minor triads. Dominant still stays major. Hope this helped.